Devin, that's up in.
Uh-oh. Anyway, good morning. This is the morning show with H2O and Dr. Butterfly. What? How did the dog get up from back there? What happened? Where the other one at? How did you get that one? He took off? She took off? Oh, these dogs, I swear.
All right. So, good morning, everybody.
This is the morning show with. Can you bring me some bread? I can't eat no egg by itself, but anyway. But with H2O and Dr. Butterfly, the relationship specialist. We got a lot going on over here. Anyway, my name was said on the internet, so of course, I got to say something. But I didn't even get to read it yet, but I'm about to read it now. You on there twice.
I'm on there twice?
Yeah. It's a double H2O. And then I see the other lady on here. So we'll let her talk. Cool. Hey, Denitria. Hold on. H2O is on here twice. I don't know what's going on.
Let me see.
Okay. Hold on, he's fixing his stuff. I don't know.
Yes, my apologies. Give me a moment.
And I can't hear her. Hello? Oh, add to the stage.
Right.
There she goes. Sorry. How you doing?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. H2O over here doing something this morning. So okay, there you go. There you go. You're on there once now.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, wait a minute. You guys' audio is gone. It left.
Can you hear audio me? Is gone? I can hear you.
Hold
on. My audio should be going. Is it on your end?
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can't hear you guys. It went silent.
Let me look. It should be. Can you come out and
can you hear me now?
You want the thing?
I know. That may be on. Or that may be on. That makes sense.
But can you take the echo out?
It's off.
Oh, okay. Hello. Yeah, she might need to come back in. I'll remove from the stage and put her back.
Correct.
Hello? What about now?
It's on me? Oh, okay. Well, let me figure out. Let me see. Right side, leave out, and then back in. Okay, I'm going to leave and then come back in. Hold on.
Okay. Make sure the volume is showing on the thing. Let me see.
Yeah, you did.
My volume is up. Did you put some in there? Why'd you put no oatmeal?
Oh, cream of mushroom.
No, okay. You can put no cream of mushroom, no oatmeal.
It's added to the stage.
I make sure volume and everything is on. Hello?
Yes.
What about now?
I can hear you.
All right, great.
Hey, there you go. Okay.
All right.
This is the technology. So sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Right. It's okay.
But it's working this morning.
Okay.
So H2O show guest you right. Oh, it went off again.
Oh.
Man, how'd you put some weird stuff in there? Oatmeal is just oatmeal.
Oh, no, I was just experimenting.
I put some cream of mushroom in it.
That's my experiment. I was experimenting.
That's weird.
Hey, Devin, bring them inside so they won't be doing that.
Oh, I don't know what I did. I don't know what
I don't either. There you go.
I'm going to put my hands right here.
So you're going to keep your hands out, huh?
Yes, I'm good. Okay.
All right. So we have Denitria Gardner, she has love for stepping. She won in the stepping world's largest in 2021, I believe. Is that correct?
22.
Okay, she won in 2022. And I'll let her introduce herself. Go ahead.
We'll see here. Well, I reside right now currently in Dallas, Texas, but I am actually from Portland.
Texas in the house.
Yeah.
Fort Worth? Are you from Fort Worth?
No, I'm actually from Portland, Oregon, but I live.
Oh, okay, from Portland. Oh, okay.
And so I've been here now about 11 years, but I started dancing or I would say stepping early 2000 and fell off the scene for a little bit after that because, life, family, marriage, all the things. And then I got back into stepping in 2008 and I've been riding with it ever since. And my drive has just really been me wanting to just get better. I just love dancing, period. I've always been a dancer. And so this just was the only dance that seemed to kind of keep me honest, elevated my dance more, made me want to work harder. And that's why I stuck with this dance for so long, just because, and it's just the culture of it. I just love. So, yeah. So I mean, as far as, I've taught class back home in Portland. I do a little bit of more privates here in Dallas and just started competing in 2017. Didn't really take it seriously until after the COVID, and then that's kind of how.
What has that been like for you? What's the journey been like?
Oh my gosh, it's been a tough one.
Yeah, because it's ups and downs and crisscross and applesauce and so much stuff.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's been fun for me. I mean, I don't take this dance that serious. I mean, to the point of I'm gonna let it dictate my life kind of thing. I have other interests and things like that. But as far as me wanting to learn, I have had to, like anybody when they're learning, it gets complicated. It's complicated, it gets challenging, but I don't mind a challenge. It doesn't bother me much. You got to hear a lot of no's and you still may not always get a yeah, but if you see yourself elevating and you're proud of what you've been able to accomplish, that you're seeing your dance evolve, and any
you could tell. Yeah, you could tell when your dance shift anyway. Yourself, absolutely. You can tell. You'd be like, oh, I got better. I can tell.
Right, especially when you record yourself and you look at the old videos.
Oh yeah, because that's what I was just looking at. Like my hand was like this in the recording. It was just like a kind of, and I was like, that's weird. Just little stuff you see with yourself. You be like, right. Soften my hand. It'd be something the smallest thing, but you'd be like, like soften my hand or something, little stuff, and you fix it, and you can tell the difference. You can tell that your musicality is coming along, or you're understanding the music more, and all that kind of stuff. As long as you see yourself shift, you be good, or you feel.
As long as you feel like you see a shift in yourself, and like you said, anything from the music side, all of that, it's just like anything with school. Like you're learning, and eventually everything that you've been studying, applying, and practicing, it starts to just kind of come together, and you're just like, finally, I'm getting this, or this is what this person meant. So it's just a slow brew. I always tell students all the time, like I look at it like college, like, either you're going to finish in 4 years, you may finish in 6, you can finish anytime. It's never too late. It's just when your time in it. Like, it's not going nowhere. Yeah.
Right. We can only get the degree when you finish it, though. Like after you finish 8 years, because I've been in it about 8 years now, and if I could only get that doctorate for 8 years.
Hey, it's always going to be a study. That's all I always say. Life is always a study. So yeah.
We're supposed to be interviewing you, but he over here reading something.
No, I'm just reading our next section that we're going to have. Going over our next section that we're going to have. But it is an honor to have you.
And it's nice to meet you.
With us.
Nice to meet you. Yeah. I thank you for having me. I was like, hey. Sure.
So what are you doing nowadays? Are you teaching? Are you going to class? You just dancing? What is your journey right now?
My journey right now is I do work with a few beginner students. I don't do actual class. It's kind of more me just doing kind of like an intimate setting, platform to where I'm just working with people intimately in their dance. Not really private, but kind of a private. And it's just better that way. I like to do intimate settings just because people have questions. I know that's how I like to learn. I'm kind of teach me over here, so I can learn.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so work with me. Yeah, so I do that more.
Tell me don't do that crazy stuff I was doing. Say don't do that no more.
Right, and
Do not ever do that again.
That is
Well, it
exactly
can be intimidating in class, like when you're in a class forum. No shade to anybody who does class, because people like to be around their peers and things like that. But there's
Yeah.
also a side of you that wants to just have that intimate time with your instructor, just so that you can ask them like, hey, can you really tweak these things that are
Right.
my dance? And that way it just allows them to ask all those personal questions that they really, and they're legit questions, like the things they ask are legit.
Yeah.
But sometimes in classes it can be overwhelming, and people don't want to, people pay their money to to get that lesson in an hour or two, and you just got to keep it moving. And so when you're in an intimate setting, it allows you to have a lot more time to just kind of work with them and things like that. So I do that more so. As far as like I'm not traveling as much anymore. I support maybe 1 or 2 sets out of a year now. I feel like I've been dancing for a long time, so I just feel like I've been into a lot of sets. A few I have not been still, but yet and still, I'm just kind of like getting a little burnt out on the set scene, if that makes any sense.
I be getting burnt out in the city. That's why sometimes I start traveling, but
Yeah. So because you guys say like 8 years in, so you're kind of like in that bubble where that's where I was going and constant, but it's been hitting 20
a
almost.
long time.
So,
yeah, 20 by 20, you be like, oh, I've done it all. I've done it.
It's just like you just need to slow. It's just like you get to pick and choose, and more so now it's just like supporting the ones that you really like going to, that you always know you're gonna have a good time, that kind of. But other than that, I just I go to a few sets out of town. I support locally when I can. But I'm really just been interested in doing just other things. I have other interests and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of
tell us a little bit about the prelims, because we're doing the prelims and it's our first time doing it.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like for you doing the prelim? Where did you do your prelims at?
Okay, so most of my prelims, and actually all of my prelims, has been in California.
Okay.
I used to do it in California. Is this something about being on the West Coast? Because again, I'm on that side of town. I know the people there, so I'm familiar with what that scene looks like. But yeah, it's always, I don't know, for some reason, like when I prelim, maybe because I know it's not the real deal yet, but it allows you to get a little play a little bit. So that I do like about a prelim. And again, I think being around your peers helps, because that's who encourages you. They encourage you, to get out there.
You up. They pump
you up, and you're seeing, you're feeling your faces in the audience, and stuff like that.
It's not like Chicago where you don't know everybody, but in your own hometown or in your area where people know you.
Absolutely. So I understand how when Chicago has their prelim, they all know each other. It's that camaraderie that they have. And me just being a sea fish out of nowhere, I would feel like I'll get lost in the South. So to kind of be around your peers helps. So even within Houston, when you guys do your prelim, this will give Dallas a platform to feel safe, because this is their platform. They know their peers. They'll see each other here and be able to feel confident in, getting out there. Not saying that you can't go elsewhere and do it, but it does help to have
you feel better with some people.
Absolutely.
They know you.
Yes. It helps.
Yeah, that is. When I think about that, that's how I'm feeling too. Like I'm feeling like I wanted to go to since we're doing the prelims, we probably go, of course we're gonna go somewhere else and do it. But the thing is, I'm like that. Yeah, I do like the fact when you get up in front of your people. But that does feel.
Let me say something to the viewers. Hey, good morning, Jackie Hodges. It says pretty Nitra Gardner. Hey, sweetheart. That's what Jackie Hodges says to you.
Aww.
Good morning, Albert. Good morning, David.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I can't see you on live, but hey, everybody.
Good
morning, DJ Ebony D. My Facebook page is still not working right now.
Oh, okay.
So I am on. So some of our stream is not working. I got to figure that out. Peace out. I've been kind of busy, so apologize to all my viewers that will be catching this later.
But I could have did it. You should have told me when I first put it on. But and so what about? I mean, I don't know this. Anything else that you got asked about contest? What about the real contest? What was that like?
That's stressful.
Chicago.
There's a prelim and then there's the contest. So 2 different extremes. I would say, and that's just because I mean, I think like it's any competition when you've been in somewhere, whether sports, whatever you've done competition wise, singing, it's just something stressful. And knowing that you now are amongst all your other peers that are here to do the number one thing to win. And it's just like you
And
gotta
everybody's serious about winning that world.
everybody's serious.
Especially the world's largest.
Right.
Yes. Everybody's there for the same
But
common
even the
denominator.
prelims, you need to be serious because
To get there.
you know
You should be, but I always tell people I say have fun in the prelim. But yes, take it serious, but have fun with it.
right.
But then as you're grooming for the contest, it's a whole different beast because you really are now you're in cahoots with all your other peers that are there to win. And so
This
it's like
elimination. This year's elimination.
oh, that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gonna, how he's
I will get the rules later this week, and what I can disclose, I will disclose. So yeah, it's gonna be an elimination this year.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a good one. I would say. I
think
we've
been putting work in. We've been putting a lot of work in because we're like worker bees type of people.
Right.
But yeah, this one is gonna be elimination. But this is gonna go good too because we're gonna make sure we got enough contestants up there and stuff
and
like
everybody
that.
will be there.
How many contestants was in your prelims when you went? Do you remember?
Let me think. Well, let's see. 2021 when I prelimed, it's usually around about a good maybe 8 couples, maybe 8, 12 or something like that. Because some of them some people are really competing, and then some people are just kind of filler-ins when you go into certain prelims because just you want to make it interesting because some people don't like to compete and or they go somewhere else. So sometimes to make it interesting for people to come out and to show up at a prelim, you do got to make sure that you have a nice group of people, at least a good solid 12 couples at least, maybe a couple of beginners, a nice amount of your old school, new school category. Often, but it needs to have a balance. So that way they're not just coming there and they're like, this only but two people prelim. Like that's
right. Like you at least got to have, like, that was my biggest thing is that you at least got to have so many people in there. And then so that the whole thing is that you got to have enough leads because there's always people who want to get in there and follow.
Right.
That'd be the lead, that'd be the issue. But yeah, so that'd be my top thing is making sure that we got enough leads.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was getting out there telling them, Irwin didn't like it, but I was getting out there for me to tell them, like, look, we giving and we're still doing it. We're giving a flight
voucher.
Hold on. Can I say my piece?
Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Mr. Control Freak over here. But a flight voucher, it don't mean it's the whole amount. We're giving a flight voucher to the first 6 leads that have signed up, and some people have signed up. And he felt like that was, you don't need to do that yet. I'm like, right up front, I want to make sure we got enough people on that stage.
Well, that's nice.
My number one thing to do. Make sure we got enough people on that stage. Okay. And we know there's women want to do it, but we need to make sure that there are enough leads.
Amen. Because it definitely the dance cannot be successful.
That's what we gotta
do. Yeah, I get it.
And if that's an incentive, if the leads ain't signing up quick enough, hey, I'm doing whatever I have to do to get them leads signed up because I'm not doing ain't nothing happening under my name. It's not gonna happen right for me. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, and you want to make sure when you do that though, but if I make sure that these are leads that want to commit.
No, they already want to do it. They just some of them start getting discouraged because we've had a bunch of contests here. I had one in Dallas with a grab bag down there. Okay. But we've had a bunch of them. No, there are people who want to do it already. There are people who already do it. Just giving them a little because some people like, well, you gotta once you do this, of course you gotta go to Chicago, this and that. Either way, I didn't mind. And so I was like, hey, I want y'all to sign up now, not later.
Right.
Because go ahead and get signed up and go ahead and get in there and get the practice.
Right.
That's the main thing. Get the practice in. So when y'all go to Chicago, y'all gonna go down there and represent.
I'm from VFW, so I had a third Friday at the VFW Center out there in Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. So we will give dance competitions from time to time.
I gave about 6 or 7 of them already. And they've all been successful.
In the Houston area, we always give a dance contest here in the Houston area.
We had one after our wedding. The day after our wedding, we had a grab bag and we had 8 couples in there.
Okay,
we got to get them in there. I'm like,
okay. He was like right from the honeymoon straight to the dance floor. Like we about to do this. Okay.
Well, we were on the honeymoon Friday.
We didn't do the honeymoon yet. We went to Virginia. We were already going to the Emerald set. right
Okay.
after the fact.
We had to go see family out there. So once we went to see family, the Emerald Sale was going on, so we went ahead and attended that.
This one always doing a lot. I do a lot. People know me for doing too much. He do more than me. So.
Oh, hey, so it's a beautiful union there. Sounds like.
And so people already know me for doing way too much. But he works for me. But
Okay.
but what else did you any other thoughts you had about the prelims? Any things that you feel like, not that you bashing about, but things could go better, like that you've seen, and you felt like any tips you might give someone doing the prelims?
Absolutely. My tip would be is I'm a big believer. Like I said, you keep hearing me say, have fun
Yeah.
with it.
Absolutely.
I always have fun anyway.
But
yeah.
I would say, as far as you know, I definitely think that you have to have a somewhat of a competitor spirit there.
Yeah.
Because just to get up there and just kind of like, hey, I'm just doing it. You kind of also want to take it serious in a way, because again, this is, people do want to be entertained. People do want to see something that makes you stand out. And
Yeah.
whatever that is, tap into that. Whether it's musicality, whether it's, if your thing is jonesing with footwork, or if your thing is jonesing with, I don't know. You just got to find
stand out
in you that's going to stand out.
Something in you that's going to stand out, but
Yeah,
still be part of the dance
still
and
part of
still
your dance.
fit.
I always tell people, tap into your personality. Your personality is your dance. So
Yeah.
you have to kind of tap into that form, because that's what comes natural.
Right.
I feel. When you
find the standout. Find what
Yeah.
makes you stand out. Find what makes you a little bit. Find out what makes you you, but stand out a little bit.
To stand out with that. And then I say, be really strategic with your partner. I feel like, to me, just picking a partner and saying, let's just get up there, you got to have someone who really wants it just as bad as you do, who will be a great study with you, someone who's willing to go the extra mile with you, because there is a lot of, you can have a partner, but if you don't see the same vision, it's like marriage. If you don't see the same vision, it's just not going to work. It just won't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you two have to have a really good level of communication, the same vision. And that's what lets the whole dance kind of come together, when it looks like you guys are each other's yin and yang. But if it's just somebody you pick randomly because they want to get in it, and then you guys have different thoughts and processes on how you see this dance to go, it's just not going to get you further than what you thought it was going to get you. And that's what people have to figure out when you're doing your prelim. Is this really going to work? Do we really mesh together? Is this really my dance partner that I can see myself continuing to work with each and every year? Unless he's willing, or she's willing to evolve with you, it can be hard, but that takes time. You got to learn to trust each other, all of those different things. And I think people just get in there, just want to pick a partner, and they're like, well, it look like she can follow, look like she could just, or he could do this. But do you guys have something there that's also like a chemistry there? And that's honestly kind of where I'm stuck at, even for myself, is just trying to find that chemistry partner that will allow me to be free in that space, and I will allow him to be free in that space, but that we can both just it's just something that's kinetic there. And I feel like that's what's missing, and I think elimination will show that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That if there's chemistry in these in these partnerships, and we'll find out. But that's my thing. Really, really study your partner. Do not really just get in there because it just like y'all had a great dance at a set somewhere and your video went viral somewhere. That's cool and all, but do you have the chemistry there? Is there something there that you guys can see yourself continually moving the needle each and every single time, however long you decide to compete? That's a big one.
Right. So what tips do you have for the real contest? Like, I mean, you have for the people that's going to the real contest. Some people, our job is to get people in the prelims.
Yeah.
We want them to go to the contest, but that's not our job. Our job is to get a great prelim. That's what our job is. But for people going to the real contest,
the reason why
you got more on there.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I like going to the contest, because I really do like watching people dance. I don't mind sitting and watching people dance, whether I'm in it or not. I do enjoy it. But I will say, for those who are competing in the contest, I would say honestly that you don't want to go for broke. If you're going to do this, you're spending money, airline tickets, hotel stays, all the things. You're investing in this dance. So I would say with any investment, take it seriously. I would say if you're going to be working on your dance, I would say definitely hone in on a real mentor who really, really, really wants to pour into you to be good. Okay, that's going to give you the raw, you got it or you don't got it, you need to work on this. You want someone who's going to take care of you with love and see your progression and see that, yes, these are things that are going to shine. You want a mentor who I feel who's competed before. It helps because they know what that showmanship looks like. They know what, all of those, what you should look like and dress like. You want someone who you've seen win. Study these people who won. Look at how they dress. Look at what has won for them. Talk to those people who's been down this road before a multitude of times, so that you can start studying yourself and saying, hey, I want to be able to do that, or how did they get there? But it takes time. I really believe that you have to just kind of come a study of that. If this is what you really, really want to do. So find a good mentor, several of them if you need to. And then I would say, again, everything matters. Please take your outfit seriously. Please take your dance seriously. Please, just look at it from a place of this is time and an investment that you're putting in. And I just feel like people should just not think that because I'm known here or this person, whatever, whoever the judges are, the judges change every single year. So you don't know who's really going to be, what they're looking at, what they're judging.
And they're probably going to change the judges now that Snoop in there. And hopefully he's going to have a whole new, format, hopefully. I don't know that, but I'm just thinking if it's a new person, it's possible that he may have a new format of how he's choosing judges. It's possible. I don't know that. I'm just saying that.
Yeah. I'll be curious too. I'll be curious to know, but I'm just going off of times past. Those judges change every single year.
Yeah.
And you can't assume that.
Because a lot of people have a problem with the judging process.
They do.
What do you say about the judging process? You have any thoughts about that? I'm not saying like we're not bashing about nothing like that. We're just saying if you think what do you think could improve the judging process? Let me ask it like that.
I think what can improve the judging is just making sure that once again that the judges that are up there don't have any they don't have any affiliation to the people in regards to influencing from the backside. If they're there to judge, then I feel like they should judge exactly for what they're there to do. If you're there to do, but to study showmanship or whatever the case may be, that hone in on that, making sure that you really are looking at what you're supposed to do, you know what I'm saying? And not coming from a place of biases or how you personally feel. Not saying that that's happened before, but I just know certain people like, well, I know so-and-so didn't, because of what they feel they're being affiliated to. And it's like, the judges they're there to judge exactly what your dance is. And I feel like if they're judging fairly on that, then they're doing their job. You know what I mean? Judging is not easy. I know that for a fact. There's pressure there because people do feel some kind of way that they thought they put their best effort, but there's others who danced better than you, and you got to know what was it that you didn't shine, and if, what was that, and if they're allowed to have that conversation with a judge, then I feel like the judge should be able to explain that. I definitely would say at every contest, and this is something I haven't seen, is I feel like when you start a contest, I think that the rules should be implemented at the very start of the contest, meaning what the judges are judging on.
We're going to start doing that and having people explain it too. I want to think these interviews we're going to have. What is showmanship?
What showmanship? Showmanship is. What is
it?
Timing, teamwork.
Yeah, what is all that stuff that we're judging on? What does it mean?
Yes, if your outfit.
Somebody could be confused.
Yeah, because if somebody's outfit falls off, your bra showing, you on the stage and you ain't got no
your thong showing, all that. In my opinion, you ought to be eliminated. I'm just saying.
Well, that's
have some shorts on.
Yeah,
have some shorts or something on.
Yeah, so they need to know. They need to know that before they get on the stage. If they know those rules before they get on the stage, then therefore, if you had some bloomers, you didn't bring no bloomers. Now
somebody might be like, I know Butterfly, then you always got on something short. Yeah, but I always have some shorts on. People can say whatever they want to say. I always have a short dress on when I can because I like the flow, but I always have shorts on.
Yeah. I always say if you're gonna be intentional with a short dress, make it like sense uniform to the outfit. If it's like if you got on a blue high dress, let the color come through the on the underside.
You got a hot pink dress on, have some hot pink. bottoms on.
Or just something that looks costumey to go with what
Right.
you're make it look intentional to your costume. But if it looks like you just want your butt cheeks out and everybody's looking at them, it's like
right.
no
Because
one's not gonna focus on
I've
you.
seen a few butt cheeks out, and I'm just like, it seems unprofessional to even do that.
Yeah. And same thing with the guys. I had to learn one year that that the gentlemen were supposed to be wearing a suit jacket. Like, like I didn't know that a person had to have a full uniform suit coat on and not just but his shirt and his, and his vest. Yeah, I heard that one content because my partner did that. We were trying to be different, and it was like he needed to have a coat on. And I was like, what?
Oh, really?
So,
there's so many different.
But that could be one person. Is that the rule, or did somebody say that?
There's so many different styles of coats. I always have my suit coat on ever since I've been competing for years.
Right, but like she said, we need to have the rules. We need to have the rules.
Yeah,
and put them out there. If they need to have a suit coat on, we need to make sure that everybody knows.
They already speak about that because they say.
But somebody could make that up.
No, I'm saying they always say you and your partner, y'all should your clothes came directly from the same cloth. A lot of times,
but that ain't the rule.
It's not a rule, but they said they prefer y'all to match.
Right, but prefer. But we need to know the real rule.
Yeah,
and not everybody just gossiping on the sideline because people always got something to say. Well, you should have had on this, and you should have did that.
Yeah, you both have to definitely look like you intentionally are looking like you are a couple on the stage. It has to make some uniform sense. It just can't be she's out here in a red dress and he's over here in a green. And it might be like, oh, we're trying to look like Christmas, but again, make it make sense. Tie it together to make us know you did that intentionally and that you came together.
And plus, you are on the big stage, so act like you're on the big stage.
Absolutely.
And act like you came prepared to be on the big stage.
Right. So I heard a lot of different things. Like even if you came up there in a suit coat and you get hot and you dancing and you take off your jacket and throw it, that ain't good either. So you gotta
because you ain't supposed to do that, right? You ain't supposed to take that off, right?
Visit some comments real fast. Good. This is from Antoinette.
Yes.
Lachey. Good morning from Las Vegas. And then she says chemistry is important. Kenneth Wynn says good morning. All right.
You got any other any other that was great information. Thank you for giving it to us. Any other tips you can give a person? That's been a lot. And that's really enough. But I'm just saying, I just want to make sure you get anything out anything that you wanted to say when you came here. You thought I would talk about this when I came here.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's the main thing. I mean, that's usually what I'm just kind of implementing to those who ask me those questions. And they're always like, well, what would you say? What would you? And those were just little small nuggets that if I had known some of that information, that would have been very helpful. But other than that, it's just something that you have to experience. I always tell people just one experience. Once you try it once, you'll be either you're going to love it because it's like an adrenaline. You're going to either love it to want to compete more, the more you learn. Or it may not be for you. You know what I'm saying?
Right, once you get up, you be like, that's just too much pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot. So people be like, you know what? All I needed was one time, and I don't want to do this a lot because it's a lot of time and effort. And some people just say, hey, at least I tried, I did it, but I ain't got to do it again.
Right. I say do everything before you die. If you hear, just do it before.
So
that's my theory. Just do everything one time if you can. If you can do it.
I posted Denitra Gardner's little bio that I came up with after doing some research about her, and that is on her flyer that I created for this morning show interview today.
Hey, if you have some mentors, if you know some mentors, I don't know, but are you a mentor?
I mean, people come to me and ask me questions. I don't know that's mentorship, and those who take privates from me, cool. But my mentors that has really, has sustained and helped me throughout. Has been I always told ladies I feel like it's important to have a lady mentor. If you're a woman that's competing, a woman that's dancing, I get it. There's a lot of more men instructors, but I definitely think you should get you a woman to learn from. And so to me, it was Angie Fame for me that helped me to really just like.
I heard Angie Fame is one of the best. Matter of fact, I need to go take me a personal visit.
Yeah, she
Angie Fame.
Yeah, she set the bar for me. When I was living on the West Coast side. Yeah, she's a good one for that I would strongly recommend. Of course, Sharnice Simmons, she's another great one. I feel like you should just have a lesson and with her in itself. Cheryl
She was just
Sugarfoot
down
Coast.
here in Houston.
Yeah, if you're in Atlanta, Cheryl Sugarfoot, she's another one that came a lot on the West Coast side. So these were just women that I've watched over the years that has really sustained the test of time, who's brought, students out of the dance to really do some great things. And I feel like you should touch hands with people like that for sure, as women. And then for men, they're out there. I mean, of course, you got your greats and all those out there, of course, all of the people, but I definitely think you should, get with some real good mentors who really see your dance, who want to elevate you, and they don't mind sharing the spotlight, to see their students shine and get out there. So yeah.
Absolutely.
No, thank you for those names too. We might look and see. I don't know if if we may be able to do it. We might be able to bring one or two to Houston.
I hope that they'll be willing. I'm just saying what my mentors were. If they're still actively doing, things in the community, I would reach out to them for sure. But that was just who helped me, and I really was looking for women that I felt were just that stood out, that stood the test of time in their dance, and that I was like, yeah, those are women that I want to pioneer after.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Giving us some great information.
Right.
Sure,
And thank you. I'd like to say thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely.
I look forward to speaking with you shortly, and you have yourself a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I look forward to meeting you in person. I probably already see you somewhere.
We have, but I'll see you soon.
I look forward to seeing you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Now I'm about to read that post. So
okay. Now, so today we always keep the peace. So we're about to read a post and address the situation that we we encountered. So if anybody would like to tune in,
and we had already talked about this situation.
We already talked about the situation in the past. Let me so I can go out and share what this is related to. So we went to Alabama, Birmingham, and the only reason we went to Birmingham,
the only reason
we went out there because they sent us a message of a competition they were having, a grab bag. We give several competitions a year from here and in Dallas. We were doing it in Dallas. Now we're doing it here. Now, the only reason we went there was for the grab bag competition. Everything else we would have participated in, which we did, but that's the real only reason we went there. And the event was for a great cause. It was domestic violence or something.
Yeah.
So it was for a great cause. However, for whatever reason they didn't want to do it, they did not do the contest. But we did do a male contest where the best dressed male. We did do that. That was awesome.
He enjoyed that. He hopped in there, of course.
I did get into that. That was awesome. However, the competition did not go on. And my comment was, if you're going to advertise a competition and only one person shows up, which it was several people that was there for the competition, and they said it was not. If you're going to advertise that, go ahead and do it. Whether that's one person or 50 people that's there for the competition. Go ahead and do the competition. Don't not do the competition because people are there. Like they had advertisers doing a comedy show. And I believe they did. I was asleep. I was getting rest doing the comedy show. But I believe they said they did a comedy show, which was great. That would if people was going directly out of town for that comedy show and it did not take place. Because everybody does a dance, but sometimes the partners travel with them. They're like, okay, they have a comedy show up here. So I'll go for the comedy show. And if that did not take place, that would be an issue. So somebody went online and told Butterfly not to talk about this situation. It's enough bad karma going around. However, that was something that's needed to be talked about. Because please don't have people flying out for one thing and you're not doing it, which is easily done. All you have to do is get on the microphone. Anybody wants to come up here to do a grab bag competition.
And that was my gripe.
That's not something that
they didn't put effort in. That was my gripe. My gripe wasn't that they didn't, because they was like, well, nobody's just going to let one person get on the stage and do a competition to just get in the money. That was not what I expected. What I expected is that they put effort in and tried to get people in the contest, which, in my opinion, they didn't do. So my gripe is not that they should have just let us get up there by ourselves. My gripe is that they should have put more effort into the contest. They should have asked, okay, if anybody want to sign up for this contest, we're not going to have it if you don't get signed up.
Right.
Go sign up over there. But they didn't even have nowhere to sign up.
Right. Sign up by X amount of time.
Right, they didn't have nowhere to sign
They
up.
did not. We went to the.
They didn't even put
front.
us on there. Remember?
Right. We went to the front. We was asking. We went for the front where they was.
Other people was asking me, how do you sign up?
Right. And that's the thing that we.
That's
had.
what I got a problem with.
However, they did talk about 45 minutes, which 30 of that could have been for the competition, but they were talking for about 45
like they
minutes,
ended up not having
or
time.
if not longer.
Right, because they ended up acting like they didn't have time to do it.
Right. So that is disrespectful in a whole when people are coming out to do a competition. If it's grab bag, it's competition. So, and that is not a sign up in a few weeks advance.
Right. You can sign up right then.
That is a right then, sign up and let's go. DJ should be ready, play a few songs, let them do their thing.
Right. So my gripe wasn't because what I was trying to clear up is they was like, well, we wanted them to just let us get out there by ourselves and give us the money or give us the bag or whatever.
About the money.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not what I wanted. What I wanted is them to put a little bit of effort in to get people to sign up. They didn't even have a sign up, no way to sign up.
It was more so about the experience.
Right.
It was not about I didn't know they even had cash prize.
I didn't even care to get no money.
Right.
They could have gave me a flower.
Exactly. Ticket to next year's event or whatever, but when I approached the young lady, she tried to shut me up, and I'm like, what? So I went to go write a letter, and I was gonna file it with but the next day they had a dinner. I went to dinner. They explained what the event was about. It was for a good cause.
And that dinner was really nice.
And the dinner was really nice.
I enjoyed that.
So I decided not to pursue it. Now, a lot of people said they would have pursued it no matter what, but it was for a great cause. I could have pursued it. However, I did not. I was like, this is for a great cause. I'm not about to go after them to pursue it. I just know that when people say something, they're not true to their word.
Right. But this is why we brought it up today, is because on Tika's page, she said, I have a question. It seems like everyone's jumping on the review train. So are you keeping it real when you review people's event, or sugarcoating it because you're buddies with the promoters or friends? And if you're going to play in the sandbox, bring the right toys. Honesty, come tell the truth about the event. So I don't know what that was all about, but in that thing, somebody had said, well, sometimes people, when people review an event, somebody reviewed an event before talking about us and you had a problem with it. They were saying that to Latika. They was like, you had a problem with the event with it, and you told them don't be on there saying nothing about the event. So that's what the person was telling Latika when she said that. That was Jocelyn. And so she said, okay, T lady, I've seen you jump on someone because they have their opinion about an event, after which someone commented that they had a right to their opinion, and that's all it was, just their opinion on their experience. Since I'm almost 100 and it's been a few months, I can't recall exactly what event it was. Give me some time and it'll come back to me. Then I'll be back. And then she said, please do. And she said, okay, Butterfly. It was Butterfly. She made a post about an event her and her husband attended just to participate in the competition. That didn't happen, and they were not provided with information, or that the contest was contingent on a certain amount of participants. It was somewhere on the East Coast. She also stated that they only went for the contest and would not have come, that they wouldn't have, that had they known, and we wouldn't have, because the nice was going on, and my sister lives in Virginia, and there was Houston's third weekend. There was a lot of stuff going on. We would not have went if there was not a competition. And so she just said, she also stated they only went for the competition and would not have
Yeah,
come,
shoes on.
and would not have come had they known. You started telling her about all the things that determine whether the contest would happen. I think you ended it with, what did you expect? If there wasn't enough contestants, you wanted them to just give y'all the money.
Sure.
And I don't need to say the rest. You know how it went. Anyway, the point is, you didn't let the lady state her piece. I'm trying on her page, and yet you think folks want to state theirs on yours, and you're such a large platform. Woo child, that's what she said. And so anyway, so that's the only reason why I brought it up. But I guess to say that, I mean, if people speak their opinion, can people actually speak their opinion about something without somebody getting agitated? Because I mean, we spent over, I don't know how much that cost.
It was like $1,100.
About $1,100-$1,200 because we rented a car, all kind of stuff.
Right.
So we spent our money on that, and we should be able to, that thing, the whole in the end, I forgot what Latika said, but the only thing I wanted to clear up is the fact that people think that we expected, okay, well, get up there, which that's kind of what Herman said, get up there, and even if there's one person, okay, let us get up there. But that's not what I expected. What I wanted was them to put effort in. If I had seen them put effort in, I wouldn't have been mad. If I had seen them say, hey, the contest is starting at 8:00. If you would like to sign up, go sign up. But the thing is, they didn't even put our name down. We signed up and they didn't even have our name down. I had at least 2 or 3 couples asking me, 2 or 3 different people asking me, how do you sign up for the contest? Are they having it? There was no way to even sign up. So in the end of the day, they never actually expected to get a contest. That's what I'm looking at. And so my whole thing, if you're going to do something, if you have a large event, this is what I come up with. This helps me out. This is feedback for myself. If you're going to have a large event and you have 5 or 6 things going on in that event, allot someone to just deal with that particular piece. This is what I'm thinking. Make sure that there's someone over that particular part. Like if you're going to have a comedy show, somebody need to be over the comedy show. If you're going to have a contest, somebody need to be over there to make sure that that contest is happening and turns out good. If you're going to have whatever all the pieces that you're going to have, this is what the feedback that I come up with for us as being promoters. Make sure that someone is over each part of the event. So because that did happen, when we had our wedding, I had assigned someone to be over the contest. And I started it, but they didn't even really, they got there real late or whatever. But I started to not do it because I didn't know who was really signed up. But at the last minute, but I still did it. Even though it was a day after our wedding, I still did it. And I was still at the last minute, was able to sign up 8 couples at the very last minute. Right. And this wasn't even no real big event. This was just our regular second Sunday after our wedding. Right. I was able to sign up 8 couples in about just that night. Nobody was
within 30 minutes.
Right. Nobody was signed up before the party. So I ain't gonna say it was in 30 minutes, but it was just that night. So within a couple hours or whatever.
I don't think it was even on the
I advertised it just a little bit, but that's why I made sure we had it because I want to keep our word too. So I advertised it. I didn't advertise it much. Wasn't nobody asking me about it. Wasn't nobody bothering me about it. But yet and still, because I advertised it, and I was still tired because it was the day after our wedding, I went out there and I got 8 people to sign up. So I know they could have done it. 8 couples. So 16 people. And we did it. And we gave out the money. Just saying. Correct. But we weren't looking for money. We were just looking for
the experience.
The experience. We didn't care about no money.
We're really just looking for the experience.
And we were going there to support contests because we support contests.
Right. And we participate in contests. We support contests. We participate in contests. We love to see contests.
Right.
So that's the only reason.
So I was just trying to clear up the fact that we expected for them to just put us out there and then give us the money. First of all, we never heard there was no money that was being given because they didn't say it was a cash prize.
Right, and we're spending $1,100 to go there. The money was not going to be more than $1,100, obviously.
Right.
So it didn't.
That wasn't the expectation. That's what I'm clearing up.
If we would have got $100 prize,
we wanted effort put in.
Or so
that was it.
It was really not ever about the money.
We just wanted effort put in. That was it. And if you want the contest to go fast, because that last contest we didn't want it to take the whole night up because we know how people feel. They want to come to dance. We put 2 couples on the floor at a time. So really 2 couples on the floor at a time, and it was 8 couples. There's a 3-minute songs. How long does that really take? They're your dogs. Well, no, get up and take care of them.
Why don't you go back to the back?
It's locked first.
Okay.
The gate is locked. Well, you could go unlock it and then take them. Get up and help. But anyway, the only thing I expected was effort. That's it. If I had seen them say, I'd have been totally satisfied if I seen them say, hey, if y'all want to be in this contest, y'all better go sign up. I'd have been totally signed up. Fine. But then we didn't see nothing like that. So that was the only thing. And we support events, and we know that it's hard to do events. And so it's not no shade on the people. It was a great event. I had a great time. I was able to get a private with Josiah, and I was able to get a private on the lead side with Doc, and I was able to use this stuff that they taught me. So I really appreciated that. So, but and still,
It was still a terrific event.
Right?
Nevertheless.
Right. It still was a nice event, and we had, but we wouldn't have went. We could have kept our $1,100. Stayed at home because it was Houston's 3rd weekend, and it was actually a nice weekend. And I enjoyed dancing in Houston.
Yeah.
I like having a little, sprinkle of out of townness going on, but I do enjoy dancing here too. And it was a big weekend. That was a nice dinner.
Yeah, everything was great.
That was a really nice dinner.
The only complaint we had, they did not do the competition. That was
right. That dinner was really great. Everybody sit down and had that.
It was a really nice, beautiful event. I'll give homage to them. Thank y'all for putting that great event on. Only thing I did not like was they didn't have a competition. However, nevertheless, as
I was just answering the question of when somebody said that we just expected to get out there and just them to give us the money. That's all I was answering to today. Is first of all, we didn't know nothing about no money. We didn't even know what the prize would be or if there would be a prize. We didn't care. Cool. And second of all, we didn't just want them to stick us out there, and we wanted them to put effort in. That's what I wanted them to put effort
because we knew about 4 or 5 couples that was.
We knew other people wanted to be in that contest. And so that's all we've seen.
All right. So I think the show always goes into prayer. So let's go into a prayer. Lord Jesus, thank you for having everybody that comes on and watch our show here in Texas. We just want to build a better community, help each other. We are a dance family. We are a dance community that should be sticking together and uplifting one another. Lord Jesus, if this is your will, thank you. If I can just stop one person from having a bad time, from hurting themselves or hurting somebody else, that is the effort that I'm putting here on this earth. And my beautiful wife, she is here to help counsel and provide therapy for people that need it. And this is our give back. Thank you, Lord, for being so good to us. Amen. I love y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out. Outro video. Peace.